Truth is making a comeback. America's Top Stories with Leesa Donner.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Those iconic words written by Charles Dickens in A Tale of Two Cities might accurately depict the last 1,000 days. Those on the left see it as the worst of times. Those on the right, perhaps the best. Either way, it certainly has been a time of tumult and controversy. Joining me now with a report card on the president's time in office is our national political columnist, Joe Schaeffer. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Lisa.
Well, I have to tell you, your article's running pretty hot and high today. So you obviously had a few very important things to say. What's your, in a nutshell, takeaway about Trump's first 1,000 days?
Well, what I tried to specify in the article that it's about his America First agenda. That's what it was about when he was elected, and it's even more so about that today. And to me, the great achievement that he has made is sticking true to that agenda for the most part, especially on border security, tariffs, and getting us out of the interventionist wars that we've been in for 30 years. The Syria thing today, he's really stuck through to his campaign promises.
Yeah, it's been rough sledding, though, all along the way. You know, there's been opposition, resistance. How has he been able to kind of accomplish things despite the constant backlash? And let's face it, it's a little more than usual, really, in Washington.
That's the understating it, to say the least. It's been unprecedented in American history, I would say, at least modern American history. Not only are the Democrats pulling every stunt they can, including impeachment against him, people in his own party who are supposed to be on his side of the aisle have been undermining him every step of the way. Paul Ryan, who's now gone, promised him the wall, according to President Trump, if he signed Ryan's bloated spending bill in 2018. Trump signed the bill, didn't want to, and then Ryan welched on the deal, if you believe Trump's account. And it is believable. So he's had Democrat opposition, Republican opposition, deep state opposition with the FBI, with the CIA, this whole impeachment thing, whistleblowers on phone calls. It's amazing what he's had to put up with. And yet he's used tariffs very effectively as the chief executive. He's used that to negotiate better trade deals. He is pulling us out of Syria, and the deep state is howling. The establishment is howling over this, but he's doing it. And he is committed to border security. He's diverted some military spending towards that. That's letting people know the wall is going to happen. He is going to he's still committed to the wall despite all this opposition. It all bodes very well for his agenda.
Okay, what about promises made versus promises kept? I mean, what stands out to you, Trump the candidate versus Trump the president? What's he been able to accomplish?
I'm a glass is more full than empty guy. I take into account this unprecedented opposition, and I know there are people who are like, well, we don't have the wall yet. But it was never going to be easy. It was going to be very difficult. Like I said, the Republicans in Congress have probably done more to thwart that than the Democrats. But he's taken some military funding and used it towards wall construction. He has a chance to get his kind of Republicans into office. You have Corey Lewandowski mulling a run in New Hampshire, Chris Kobach in Kansas. We have a chance to have Peter Thiel's co-partner, Blake Masters, run in Arizona against Martha McSally, who is a terrible, terrible Republican establishment candidate. So he needs to get his kind of people into Congress. But as to keeping his promises, I think he's tried. He's trying to fulfill his agenda, and I think that has made his supporters very happy. He needs to get reelected, and he needs to get some people in Congress who are going to help to push things through.
You know, it's interesting. Last night, listening to the Democratic debates on CNN, that they were actually trying to make the case that people are out of work, factories are closing, the economy is bad, the little guy's getting squashed. But you know, when you look at all the metrics, all of the metrics, unemployment, GDP, stock market, on and on. You know, it's all good. As the classic Democratic saying goes, it's the economy, stupid. Well, if that's true,
great prosperity and strength.
Trump has really made some amazing strides with the economy.
I do. I think he deserves a great deal of credit. You know, the unemployment picture is better. I included some criticism on this in my article. You have to go all the way down to the bottom for it, and I didn't want to go into great detail because I didn't want to write a 3,000-word essay. But I don't like how he's just boasting too much on this full employment. I agree that we still have serious problems in this country, and he should give the people who voted for him more credit. I think people realize the complex issues he has to deal with here. He has to dismantle 30 years of globalism that has just screwed the American worker over. It's not going to happen overnight. And so when he boasts about the stock market all the time, I don't like to hear that because it sort of downplays the serious problems we do have in this country. 70 to 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, supposedly. You hear about Americans all the time who don't have $1,000 for an emergency.
Right.
It's going to take a while to heal these problems. He's doing the right things, but he shouldn't be declaring victory so soon.
Yeah, well, some of my strong Second Amendment friends have taken issue with Trump, but you got a little ahead of me. I do want to ask, what are his setbacks in your opinion, where he hasn't really moved the ball forward to where he said he wanted to go?
And Shifty Schiff, how about this?
Yeah, I guess the rhetoric would be a setback that I just mentioned on the employment. Otherwise, you know, it is a good marker for him, and I understand him boasting on it. A thing I would say I'd be disappointed in if I was a Trump, as a Trump voter, is he seems to trust these rhinos more than I imagined he would. He appoints John Bolton, who's now gone, but why did he ever put him in his administration? He appointed Elliott Abrams, one of the most notorious neocons of the last 30 years, as a special envoy to Venezuela. That was never going to be a good thing for America, and he endorses his enemies on the Republican side of the aisle. I don't think it's unfair to call Mitt Romney an enemy of Donald Trump based on the things Mitt Romney says. So why did Donald Trump endorse him when he ran for the Senate? It makes no sense. He's endorsing Tom Tillis in North Carolina. He's a Chamber of Commerce stooge. He's a globalist. He's for all these trade deals. I think Trump has an art of the deal thing here where he believes he can work with these people, and he trusts them far more than I thought he would. I would consider that one of actually his bigger flaws so far.
Well, having lived here for almost 35 years, I can tell you the swamp is actually quite deep. Thanks so much. That's Joe Schaeffer. Read his fine articles on LibertyNation.com, our national political columnist. Thanks so much for joining us today, Joe.
Thank you.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at LibertyNation.com.